Statutory organizations. Superintendent of Real Estate. Under the Act, the Superintendent of Real Estate is responsible for investigating unlicensed activity. Additionally, the Superintendent of Real Estate may investigate a licensee to determine whether the licensee has acted in a manner seriously detrimental to the public interest by contravening the Act, regulations, or rules, breaching a restriction or condition on a license, or doing anything that constitutes wrongful taking or deceptive dealing. For up-to-date information on the Superintendent of Real Estate, you can visit their website at www.fic.gov.bc.ca. Real Estate Council of British Columbia. The mandate of the Real Estate Council of British Columbia is to protect the public by enforcing the licensing and licensee conduct requirements of the Real Estate Services Act. Real estate services include not only trading services, but also rental property management services and strata management services. The Act provides for 16 members of the Real Estate Council, with 3 public members appointed by the provincial government, and the remaining 13 real estate licensees of considerable experience who are elected by their colleagues from all regions of the province, one of whom must be elected from the strata or rental property management sector. The Council is responsible for the licensing education programs, issuing real estate licenses, and supervising real estate practices in order to protect the interests of the public. All licensees are entitled to participate in the nomination and voting process for the election of council members. However, all persons nominated as candidates for a district must be licensed and work in that particular district. For up-to-date information on the Real Estate Council, visit their website at www.recbc.ca. Real Estate Foundation. The Real Estate Foundation is a non-profit philanthropic organization originally created in 1985 by an amendment to the Real Estate Act and now continued in the Real Estate Services Act. The Foundation's mission is to use its resources for the benefit of British Columbians by supporting efforts that improve all aspects of land use and real estate practices. The Foundation provides both project funding and endowment grants to nonprofit organizations. Endowment grants are available only to organizations with charitable status, federal tax number. Project funding is granted to help an organization attain the specific goals of an endeavor in a specific time period, preferably less than 2 years. The Foundation is directed by a Board of Governors consisting of 5 appointed members. The British Columbia Real Estate Association, the Real Estate Council of British Columbia, and the Real Estate Institute of British Columbia each appoint 1 member, and the Member of Finance appoints 2 members. While a governor term is 3 years, they are able to be appointed for 2 consecutive terms, serving up to 6 years in a row. The Foundation is funded by interest income from real estate trust accounts, which have not been designated as separate interest-bearing accounts. 2 other sources of funding are interest income from the Foundation's own investments and private donations received by the Foundation. While there are parallel foundations across Canada in the legal field, the Real Estate Foundation of British Columbia and the Alberta Real Estate Foundation are the only 2 foundations of their kind in the country. For up-to-date information on the Real Estate Foundation, visit their website at www.refbc.com. Voluntary organizations. Canadian Real Estate Association. The Canadian Real Estate Association, CREA, is a national organization comprised of licensees and real estate boards across the country, as well as all the provincial real estate associations. CREA's primary mission is to represent its members at the federal level of government and to act as a watchdog on national legislation pertaining to the real estate industry. In an effort to cultivate and enforce fair dealings, CREA developed its Code of Ethics and Standards of Business Practice to which all realtors in Canada must adhere. This code has been universally adopted by the real estate industry in Canada as the acceptable measure of professionalism for licensees. It does not, however, describe the minimum standard of permissible performance. Rather, it describes the performance the public may reasonably expect and makes that performance the norm for its members. CREA amends the code from time to time in accordance with the needs of the changing real estate marketplace. For up-to-date information on CREA, visit their website at www.crea.ca. British Columbia Real Estate Association. The British Columbia Real Estate Association, BCREA, is incorporated as a society and is the provincial voice of the real estate profession. As a provincial association, BCREA has three primary obligations: public relations, government consultation, and the ongoing education of licensed realtors. BCREA operates under a philosophy called quality of life, which supports growth that encourages economic vitality, provides housing opportunities, and builds communities with good schools and safe neighborhoods. From this broad perspective, BCREA reviews new legislation and informs its members of the effect this legislation will have on communities and the real estate profession. In addition, the association has continued contact with government departments as a lobbyist. The objectives of BCREA are similar to those of the real estate boards, except that BCREA attempts to address concerns that affect all members within the province and not just those of a particular geographic region. It is important to note that BCREA is a member of the CREA, the CREA. For up-to-date information on BCREA, visit their website at www.bcrea.bc.ca. Real estate boards. The first level of organization in the real estate industry is that of the individual licensee, a real estate representative. That representative must, however, carry on business through a brokerage who is licensed under the Real Estate Services Act. The brokerage may be either a corporation, individual, or partnership. Several brokerages within a geographic area will form a real estate board, sometimes called an association. It is in fact suggested that more than 95% of the real estate brokerages in this province are members of the boards which operate within their geographic area. There are 11 real estate boards in British Columbia. Their general geographic location can be identified by name as follows: BC Northern Real Estate Board, Chilliwack and District Real Estate Board, Fraser Valley Real Estate Board, Kamloops and District Real Estate Association, Kootenay Real Estate Board, Okanagan Mainline Real Estate Board, Powell River Sunshine Coast Real Estate Board, Real Estate Board of Greater Vancouver, South Okanagan Real Estate Board, Vancouver Island Real Estate Board, and Victoria Real Estate Board. Each of the 11 real estate boards is incorporated as a society under the Society Act of British Columbia. Although the constitution and bylaws of each board may differ somewhat, it is fair to suggest that there are many similarities in their objects and procedures. Generally, the objects of the real estate boards include promotion and development of continuing professional education, enhancement of the reputation of the members of the real estate industry as professionals in the mind of the public, adoption and maintenance of the Code of Ethics and Standards of Business, and active participation in legislative changes affecting the real estate industry. In addition to these general objectives, the real estate boards also carry out the important functions of maintaining the multiple listing service for members. Just as the bylaws may differ from one board to another, the rules and regulations which govern the operation of the multiple listing service for each board, may vary. At present, however, it is a condition that any user of the multiple listing service be a member of that particular real estate board. The funds collected by the real estate boards through the fees charged by each multiple listing service represent a significant portion of the total revenues obtained by the boards for the operation and maintenance of the programs and administration of the boards. In addition, real estate boards oversee the conduct of their licensed members and arbitrate disputes between members. The principal areas of dispute between licensees relate to the allocation of and entitlement to real estate commissions and may also involve complaints by licensees regarding the professional practices of other licensees. Real Estate Institute of Canada. The Real Estate Institute of Canada, REIC, is one of the major national professional bodies for the real estate brokerage industry. It separated from CREA in January 1975 to become an autonomous incorporated organization. It is a member of CREA on the same basis as the Provincial Association of CREA, the British Columbia Real Estate Association. REIC's mission is to advance opportunities for persons involved in real estate. REIC pursues its mission through providing lifelong learning, maintaining a relevant resource center, awarding professional designations, creating networking opportunities, and representing and promoting the real estate industry and profession. REIC grants the FRI, Fellow of Real Estate Institute, FRI, E in brackets, Fellowship of Real Estate Institute Executive, FRI, A in brackets, Fellow of Real Estate Institute Appraisal Specialist, CRF, Certified in Real Estate Finance, CLO, Certified Leasing Officer, CPM, Certified Property Manager, CRES, Certified Real Estate Specialist, CRU, Certified Residential Underwriter, CRP, Certified Reserve Planner, ARP, Associate Reserve Planner, ARM, Accredited Residential Manager, CMOC, Certified Manager of Condominiums, ACOM, Accredited Commercial Manager designations. For up-to-date information on REIC, visit their website at www.reic.ca. Real Estate Institute of British Columbia. The Real Estate Institute of British Columbia, REIBC, is an organization of diversified professionals whose mission is to advance and recognize excellence in education, knowledge, professional development, and business practices in all sectors of the real estate industry. The REIBC has 9 chapters in the province, which offer professional development and networking opportunities that are relevant to real estate professionals in that region. Professional members of the REIBC are recognized by the RI designation. RIs have all met rigorous qualifications, making them among the most educated and experienced practitioners in the field. For up-to-date information on REIBC, visit their website at www.reibc.org. Related organizations serving the real estate industry. There are a number of other associations whose membership is primarily real estate related. Examples are the Appraisal Institute of Canada, AIC, the Building Owners and Managers Association, BOMA, the Canadian Home Builders Association, CHBA, the Urban Development Institute, UDI, the Institute of Real Estate Management, IREM, the Mortgage Brokers Association of British Columbia, MBABC, the Canadian Association of Accredited Mortgage Professionals, CAAMP. Summary. Figures Preface 3 and Preface 4 are graphic summaries of the statutory and voluntary organizational hierarchies of the British Columbia real estate industry. Figure Preface 3, Organization of the Real Estate Brokerage Industry by Statutory Hierarchy. Minister of Finance and Corporate Relations, Superintendent of Real Estate. And then we have the three here under Real Estate Foundation, Real Estate Council of British Columbia, and Real Estate Errors and Omissions Insurance Corporation. And then below that, following up, is our individual licensees. Figure Preface 4, Organization of the Real Estate Brokerage Industry by Self-Regulation. Canadian Real Estate Association. And going up to that, in the middle here, British Columbia Real Estate Association, Real Estate Boards, and individual licensees. And then on the right side, we have going up to the CREA. We have Real Estate Institute of Canada, provincial chapters, and other real estate professionals. And finally, on the left, Real Estate Institute of British Columbia, we have other real estate professionals. The